Welcome to the Small School Districts Association Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your microphone and camera are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so please be sure to sign up for additional sessions. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/SSDA. And a note on the format for today, this is a 45-minute session. We will have 6 institutions presenting for about 6 minutes each, and then we'll have a few minutes for round robin style Q&A as we wrap up. And so now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters. And up first is Case Western Reserve University.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here and for being a part of this session. My name is Bob McCullen, the Dean of Admission at Case Western Reserve, and I'm going to talk about the university, but I also want to just say, just kind of kicking off here, that when this college fair became available, I said, we need to sign up for this fair, and I get first dibs on doing it. And as the Dean, I guess I get to have those first dibs. So residential colleges like Case Western Reserve and all of the schools that you're going to hear from today, we talk a lot about community. We put a lot of our time and our energy into creating an environment where people feel connected to one another and to the institution. And I know from personal experience that nobody knows community like people from small towns and rural areas. You care for each other, you look out for each other. When something happens to someone in the community, either good or bad, people know about it, you celebrate together, you mourn together, you lift each other up. And where I grew up, if it's the middle of the winter and you see a car in a ditch on a cold, snowy night, you stop and you help people out. And those kind of values, those kinds of qualities are things that all of us greatly value in our communities. And that's why we're here today, to be able to get to know you and to connect you with some of the opportunities that you may want to learn about on our campuses. So I'm going to pop in and just tell you a bit about my school, Case Western Reserve University. And so there it is. And so Case Western Reserve is a mid-sized research university. We are located in Cleveland, Ohio. And if you've never been to Cleveland, Ohio, it is the rock and roll city. It's a great place. I'm going to talk about it in just a minute. But mid-sized, about 5,400 undergraduate students, about 6,200 graduate and professional school students on our campus. Our theme, the thing that we really think about, is thinking beyond the possible. So as a research university, we are not just teaching you, we are also engaged in the active creation of knowledge. And that's something that our faculty are doing alongside our students. One of the places where that happens is a place that we call ThinkBox. It's the largest open makerspace on any college campus in the country, 7 stories, 50,000 square feet, where you take everything from the initial idea in your head to a startup company. And the structure of ThinkBox is 3D printers and laser cutters and water jet cutter and all kinds of fun stuff to be able to really kind of create and build. And the cool thing about ThinkBox is that it's open to everyone. You don't have to be a particular major or class year or know a secret handshake to be able to use ThinkBox. Case Western Reserve is really about kind of your success. And so within 6 months of graduation, 94% of our students typically are either employed in graduate professional school or otherwise actively engaged. This doesn't happen by accident. It happens by kind of a combination of a number of things. First of all, we start off with the academic programs. Our programs in the arts, the humanities, social sciences, natural science and math, that's within the College of Arts and Sciences. We also have our School of Engineering, we have our School of Management, and we have our School of Nursing. And when you apply to Case Western Reserve, you're admitted through a single door to all of these programs. So you have a lot of access to pursue multiple majors, to be able to know that you can start doing your major right away, but also to know that you have a chance to explore a little bit. We are, as I said, a major research university, number 17 for federally funded research among private universities. We rank number 13 in commercialization of our research. That means kind of turning research into companies. and 99% of our students are doing some type of experiential learning. Last thing I'll mention real quick, because I know I don't have much time here, is Cleveland and University Circle. Cleveland, major city with a lot of great corporations and companies on board for you to do internships, to get experiences, but also it's a great city for social life and recreation with professional sports and the arts. And our neighborhood of University Circle is 1 square mile that has more than 50 cultural, educational, and healthcare institutions, including the Cleveland Orchestra, one of the top orchestras in the world, Cleveland Museum of Art right across the street from us, and also major medical centers. You are surrounded by 3 major hospitals, the VA, largest VA in the Midwest, Cleveland Clinic, consistently rated one of the top hospitals in the world, and university hospitals right in the middle of our campus. So great place to study for pre-health and nursing and medicine and so on. But also, you know, if it's a good place if you ever get sick or need healthcare. So that's a bit about our campus and a bit about the university. I would be happy to answer questions at the end here about our place, but you're going to hear from some of my colleagues about their great institutions as well.
Great, thanks so much, Bob. And up next is Heidelberg University.
All right, hello everyone. Before I start my screen share, my name is Victoria. I am actually a current student at Heidelberg. I'm an intern in the admissions office. So they picked me to be involved in this so you guys could kind of see a firsthand experience. I would be happy to answer any questions from the admissions side because I work in the admissions office. So it's obviously something I know well about, but I also very well the student experience because I'm a current junior on Heidelberg's campus. So I will go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so like I said, this is for Heidelberg University. And we're gonna get started with some fast facts. So obviously you're here because you're interested in small schools, but we are a very small school. Our undergraduate enrollment is about 1,100 and the student to faculty ratio is 13:1. So you get very intimate with your professors. I know one of my professors, I just go to her office to gossip sometimes. It's something that you get really involved in on campus. And you can see our average class size as well as 17. I've had some bigger classes and some smaller classes. We only have 1 lecture hall on campus that only seats 50 people. So that is the biggest possible class size you could ever have at Heidelberg. But I am a Spanish major. And as I've gotten further in my major, I've had a class with only 4 other students and the professor, and that is it. And then you can see there's a couple other percentages here just regarding extracurricular activities and placement once students leave Heidelberg. All right, so now we're going to get into the liberal arts experience. So Heidelberg is a liberal arts college, which means that students study things outside of their academic interest. So even though I'm a Spanish major, I am taking psychology courses, I am taking gender theory courses. So that breaks down into 40 hours for your major, 40 hours for gen ed, and 40 hours of random other classes of your choice. And that is just really so you end up being a more well-rounded individual as you go into your career field. So these are some of our academic programs that we offer. Obviously, it's just going to be a quick glimpse over, but the liberal arts experience allows you to pursue other avenues. So maybe you start as an accounting major and then you take some courses that are electives that you are required to take to graduate, and you decide, you know what, I am really interested in something else. And it is very easy for you to transfer over and do those other things, or even double major, double minor, because you have so many opportunities to take other things and they often overlap with one another. One of the things that sets Heidelberg apart from a lot of other schools are our programs that we have here. So the first one I want to mention is the HYPE Career Ready program. So this is a day, there's 3 days out of the year where they cancel classes, 3 days a semester, excuse me, where they cancel classes for the entire day and students go to see a speaker and have breakout sessions. And you can see there's a lot of well-renowned speakers. Terry Crews is in the bottom right corner here. But this is the idea of Heidelberg reached out to employers and asked, what are the main things that students are missing when they leave college? And it came back overwhelmingly with these 6 skills that are important for going into your career field that you need to transition into once you leave the college experience. So these speeches given by these well-renowned people allow you to understand their experiences, understanding things like communication, collaboration, and all the others. And then the Hype breakout sessions also allow for you to learn things like how to ace a job interview, how to write a resume. They even have job fairs and other things that let you understand these skills that are important for employers. Another program we have is the +1 Advantage MBA tuition-free scholarship program. It's a mouthful, but it is for the Masters in Business Association. So anyone, any major that graduates in 4 years or less with at least a 3.0 GPA or higher from Heidelberg can qualify to receive their Masters in Business Association for completely tuition-free during their 5th year. So you just stay an extra year and you have an access to earn your master's in business, which is something like I never thought I would pursue that. I am a Spanish and political science double major, but that is such a cool opportunity to have. I know that was something when I was looking at colleges, my dad was like, you have to do that. And I always laugh about that. But even if you're not interested in business, the fact that it's tuition free, it can give you, maybe you go into your career field after you graduate and you realize, I'm not really interested in this. Having that fallback of the business administration in your master's in business administration, even if that's something you did not think you were originally going to pursue, it is so beneficial to have in the real world. Next is just general student engagement. So you can see there is a lot of things on Heidelberg's campus. So we have 70+ organizations, plus we have Greek life, plus we have athletics, plus we have academic honoraries. So there's so many different ways for students to get involved. And in one of the earlier slides, there was the percentage of how many students get involved. It's like 90. So students are all involved with each other. And because campus is so small, it really gives everyone a chance to interact with one another. We kind of nickname it the Heidelberg Hello, that everyone knows each other. So when you're walking across campus, you're always going to be able to see someone on the sidewalk and be able to say hi to them. It's the Heidelberg Hello. Next, we're moving into affordability. So a lot of the times with private institutions, especially liberal arts colleges, it tends to be a very big price ticket and it can be very intimidating. But once you get into our scholarships and grants and other things like that, when you break it down, it actually ends up being about the same price that you would pay for a public school. So that's obviously something you would get more into with your admission counselor, but Heidelberg ends up being very affordable and it is not this huge, scary big ticket. So that is it. And here's the Office of Admission contact information if you are interested. Thank you, everyone.
Great, thank you so much, Victoria. Next up is Ohio Wesleyan University.
Everyone, my name is Courtney Dunn. I am an Assistant Director of Admission here at Ohio Wesleyan University. We are a small liberal arts school located just outside of Columbus, Ohio, in a small town called Delaware. So just a brief overview here of who we are as an institution. We have 1,400 students on campus at any given time. They come from 44 different states in 28 different countries. 27% of our students are international or identify as a multicultural student. 95% of our recent grads are either employed or in graduate school within 6 months of graduation. We have 24 varsity sports. We have a very athletic campus because 37% of our students will participate in varsity sports, but 70% will participate in some type of athletic experience, intramurals, club, and varsity. 29% of our students will personalize their program or their pathway at Ohio Wesleyan by double majoring or having multiple minors. We have a very strong culture of service on campus. So our students will complete about 45,000 hours of service each year, which is a really great way for students to get involved in our community of Delaware. And we also have a small class size. That's really what Ohio Wesleyan is known for, is our average class size is 15 with a 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio. But then that middle piece, 91% of our recent grads have had an OU connection experience. I should also preface, we call ourselves OU. So what is the OU Connection? This is our signature program here at Ohio Wesleyan. This is how we're connecting students to the real world. And we categorize all of these experiences in 3 different ways: think big, go global, and get real. So what do we mean by all of these things? When we say think big, we're talking about all sorts of different research opportunities. When we say going global, we're talking about students who go abroad, whether it be for a full semester, or whether it be through what we call a travel learning course, where you spend time on campus and then travel at the end of the semester. And then get real, that's how we categorize all of our internship and externship experiences. So an internship is more of a 10-week-long summer experience, whereas an externship is more of a week-long shadow experience that our students can have, where you can get a sense of what your job is, or potential jobs that you can have with your major while you're still in school. And I think Eva's journey really demonstrates what the OU connection is doing for students. And it's really helping you connect to not just one travel experience, not just one internship, but really helping you have those experiences throughout your time here at Ohio Wesleyan. So you can see Eva did 2 different travel learning courses. She went to Costa Rica and the Galapagos Islands, and the university will cover half of the cost of those trips for students to make them more affordable. She had multiple internships, one with the Stratford Nature Center, which is right off campus, the National Aquarium in Baltimore, and doing an internship just down the road at the Columbus Zoo. But then doing what we call a theory to practice grant, where you write a grant to the university saying what you want to do, why you want to do it, and the university can give you the funding so that you don't have to sacrifice opportunity for what you are able to afford to do. So Eva was able to go to Panama and study endangered frogs, as well as study cast iron practices in Birmingham, Alabama. So I think she had a really great opportunity to really have a lot of different experiences, build up her resume, as well as getting her degree while she was here at Ohio Wesleyan. Like I said, we are located in a small town called Delaware, just outside of Columbus, Ohio. And so our students do have access to the big city, but at the same time, we're located in a more residential area. So we have lots of small coffee shops. There's like 6 coffee shops in town within walking distance for students to study. Our 5 most popular majors at Ohio Wesleyan are zoology, business, politics and government, health and human kinetics, and psychology. But that being said, we have over 70 different majors for students to choose from in terms of what they want to study. And you have time, you don't have to actually declare your major until the end of your sophomore year here at Ohio Wesleyan. So you do have time to explore what you want to study and not knowing when you first arrive. We also have a lot of things happening on campus. We're renovating our first year residence hall, Smith Hall. We're also renovating we're building a brand new complex for our seniors that'll be more apartment style living. Our Branch Rickey Arena, where all of our basketball teams and volleyball teams play. They just got a beautiful renovation as well. So in the fall of 2021, all of these projects will be finished for students to move into these beautiful residence halls and really have that great experience. And then lastly, the cost and aid. I know that that ticket price looks really intimidating, but the average student is getting $43,000 in financial aid. And 99% of our students are receiving need-based and merit-based financial aid. So we really do want to bring that down, but we also always include room and board because it is mandatory for students to live on campus all 4 years. We also have what we call the Branch Rickey Opportunity Promise. And so we allow students who have a 3.6 GPA to receive at least $30,000 in merit-based scholarships just for having a 3.6 GPA. So I will put my contact information in the chat in case you would like to learn more about Ohio Wesleyan, but I appreciate you all spending time with me today.
Excellent. Thank you, Courtney. Next up is Xavier University.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Great to hear from my colleagues and happy to be here to talk about Xavier with this awesome group. My name is Ed Devine, and I am the Western Regional Director of Admissions for Xavier University. And I'm going to take you through a little bit about the university. And our motto is all for one. We are the Musketeers, and we believe in our strong sense of community. This is a great shot of a bunch of our students who volunteer to come back and help during move-in day. We have a very strong orientation program called Menrisa. We're getting excited for our seniors who will participate in that. It's a great 4-day lead into your college experience, but a lot of excitement from your classmates, the upperclassmen, who are really there to help you navigate that freshman year and bring you into that transition and bring you into our community. And you can see us signing the X marks the spot for our Xavier University. We are located in Cincinnati, Ohio, so we're going to keep it in Cincinnati. We are part of the Midwest, So our students really do enjoy the opportunity to find themselves in the center part of the country. A lot of the Midwest values are talked about in this region. We are a drive away from New York, a long drive, about 12 hours, but we're pretty close to Chicago. We're in the southern part of Ohio on the Kentucky border. So our students really do enjoy the opportunity to explore the region and our city. There's the shot of the Ohio River. One of my favorite traditions on campus is the dance night under the stars, where we go on the riverboat and have a nice social event cruising down the Ohio River. We are a great city to be a college student. It's the 23rd largest metropolitan area in the country, about 1.7 million people in the region, about 300,000 in the downtown proper area. But Cincinnati is home to 8 Fortune 500 companies, some great internship opportunities, great cultural events as well. We are home to the second largest Oktoberfest in the world. So our students do enjoy the opportunity to explore Cincinnati. We have a great zoo, a botanical garden, great art museums. So the connection to the city is real. Our students utilize that for fun, for social activities, but really it's critical to the strength of our career service program when we provide you with those internships. We're just about 10 minutes from the downtown area, so pretty easy access to the city. We do have some major sports teams and some great activities to take advantage of right in the city, and our students do enjoy that. We love teaching at Xavier. We do offer 90 different programs. Many of our students come in undecided. Many will combine different disciplines throughout the process. The faculty at Xavier love to teach in small classrooms. We're 12-to-1 student to teacher ratio. Our undergraduate population is about 5,300. So a size that we love to work with, big enough that you'll have a lot of opportunities, but small enough that you'll have the resources of a great faculty. We have very high marks for our teaching. 93% of our graduates say they had a good to excellent experience throughout the process. We are big on hands-on learning. A lot of our students will be involved in research or internship programs. We talk a lot about career service and preparation for your future. We're very committed to community service as well. Another great day for our campus is our Community Engagement Day, and we do a lot of work in the city of Cincinnati. It's part of our Jesuit mission. We talk a lot about social justice and care for others, and it's one of the great backdrops to your education, being part of that tradition. Your classmates from last year, if we take a look at that class, 55% were from outside of the state of Ohio. 24% of our students are students of color. 19% are the first in their family to go to school. So we know this. We provide a lot of support. I'm going to talk about that commitment to your success. We are, again, a Jesuit Catholic-based institution, but we welcome about 24 different faiths on campus right now. A cool statistic, 40% of our students are the only one from their high school attending Xavier. So they're adventure seekers, they're musketeers through and through. Our strong commitment to your success can be shown by the career coaches or the success coaches we set you up with. You will have 6 success coaches assigned to you to get you through the entire 4 years. Your first year, your success coach, your financial aid counselor, myself, the admission counselors, we help you in that transition. There's a lot of preparation to do from May 1st on to the first day of school. We want to talk to you about what college looks like. We want to talk about getting involved in clubs and preparing your 4 years. The academic advisor will be a faculty member that will guide you through your 4 years of education, set you up for research opportunities, perhaps study abroad if that's of interest. And then in the sophomore, junior, senior year, you'll work closely with the career coach and professional mentor. And these folks will gear you up to get ready for internships and then that eventual job search or search for graduate schools. We're very strong in STEM. Direct entry nursing is a very large program, do a lot in the business fields, have some great majors like exercise science and sports management. But really to note, number 4, exploratory, that's our undecided students, the students that are coming to us to figure it out. This is the shot of the Cintas Center. This is where we play basketball and celebrate a lot of great community events. We do love to root our team on. You get tickets for free. But the Cintas Center is also where you bookend your Xavier experience. You will start here with new student orientation. Then for 4 years, we'll root like crazy for the Muskies. And then to close out your Xavier experience, you'll do that right here in the Cintas Center, our beautiful 10,000 plus seat stadium that sits right in the center of campus, which is pretty unique. And so we love to bookend your experiences with that. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our next presenter. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Ed. Next up is Champlain College.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Matt. My name is Leah. I'm the Assistant Director of Undergrad Admissions here at Champlain. I use she, her pronouns, and thank you all for joining us today. Champlain College is a small school located in Burlington, Vermont, right on Lake Champlain. We have about 2,100 undergraduates. So what that means for you is your class sizes are going to be 12 to 17 students. So if you really like that personalized attention, getting to know your faculty and peers on a first name basis, Champlain is definitely the spot for you. While we are a small school, we do have students from over 40 states and 18 countries. So that really leads to a lot of great diverse conversations in and out of the classroom. At Champlain, we do education in 3D. So there's three major components to your academic model. One is going to be your major, and I'll kind of list all those options off for you. The second piece is your core, which is kind of like those liberal art classes, but they're much more interdisciplinary at Champlain. You learn a lot of different skill sets. And the third piece is your career component. All of our students go through an insight program, and that really helps you with career preparation and personal finance skills. So to dive in deeper about this curriculum and these majors, we have an upside down curriculum at Champlain. So you actually start taking classes in your major from day one. If you know exactly what you want to do, it's great. You start getting those skills. You're in that program right from the get-go. But on the flip side, if you don't know what you want to do, you can come in undecided to a division and start exploring. Having this upside down curriculum really does give you a couple of years, if you need them, to explore different classes and different majors while still graduating on that 4-year path. So our students are highly marketable and sought after graduation because they've gotten all of these majors, classes right away, as well as their internships. So at Champlain, we have 4 different divisions. We have the Stiller School of Business. We have Communication and Creative Media, Education and Human Studies, and Information and Technology Sciences. You can see here are 28 different majors. We also offer 34 minors and 41 areas of concentration. We also offer a degree design lab program where you have the opportunity to design your own degree based on 2 or 3 different pathways that you might be interested in. If you visit our website, you can actually see the 4-year curriculum for any of the majors you see listed here. And we talked a little bit about career positioning. So all 4 of those divisions, plus our game studio, which are some of our more popular and unique programs here at Champlain, all have their own career coach. They'll help you with career positioning activities, so interviewing skills or career fairs like you see pictured here, and also personal finance skills, learning how to manage a budget, learning about loans, what is a credit score, and how to apply for jobs and graduate school once you leave Champlain. It really is a lifelong investment though, and they're here to help you once you graduate. While you're here, 89% of our students do at least 1 or more internship or experiential learning opportunity. You can see one here in our recording studios, but you can also do them across the country and across the world. We do have 2 international campuses, so it makes it really easy for our students to study abroad. They're chosen very intentionally in Dublin, Ireland, and Montreal, Canada, based on the majors that we offer. Montreal, big filmmaking hub, game hub, music hub. Dublin, great for our psychology, education students, as well as cybersecurity, criminal justice, and computer networking students. We have partnerships around the world, and you can see some of them listed here, but you can really go anywhere in the world that you want to, which is super exciting. While you're here at Champlain, we do have 20 mansions for you to call home. Housing is guaranteed for that first year, but you can commute if you are local. These houses really help to make that homey community here at Champlain. So it gives you a great understanding of the community, especially helps to build that before you dive into all of these different activities that we offer here at Champlain. We have over 50 student-run clubs and orgs and 20 club and intramural sports. So it's definitely a fun, homey place to be. And our students are self-starters, a lot of them creating new clubs every year. Burlington is a great little city, so we definitely encourage you to take some virtual tours or come visit. There's so much to do in the area, whether you like to be in the great outdoors or just enjoy some local Ben & Jerry's ice cream. We're a big fan of everything there is to do here at Champlain. And if you're thinking of this admissions timeline, definitely check out our website for those early decision, regular decision opportunities, as well as what that Champlain College application might include. Well, we hope you folks got a little bit of information about this application piece, as well as learning more about Champlain. And hopefully you're able to enjoy some of our scholarships that are guaranteed if you apply and enroll. Anything that you receive for financial aid and merit scholarships is that count on it guarantee. So those renew automatically from year to year at Champlain. Definitely come check us out, learn more from our current students, other staff like me, as well as the faculty. We'll provide you information like this on the FAFSA upcoming visits and opportunities to really engage and get to know our students, because that's the heart of who we are here at Champlain. Thanks, everyone.
Great, thank you so much, Leah. And next up is Middlebury College.
Hello, everybody. It's glad to be with you and glad to hear from colleagues and also to share some space with another Vermont school. So happy to be in the same space. I'm going to just take a moment and share some beautiful pictures for you to give you a sense of place. I represent Middlebury College and I'm the Dean of Admissions and proud to talk a little bit more about our community. We have 2,500 undergraduate students. They come from 50 states and 75 countries around the world. We are a need-blind institution, which means as we're reviewing applications, we're considering who we would like to admit and then finding ways to make the Middlebury experience affordable. We are also one of very few colleges in the country that covers full demonstrated need for our students. At our core, we are globally focused. We have a deep connection to the natural world, and we have a glorious campus with 350 acres for students to be able to explore and move around. As a point of reference, for those of you who aren't familiar with Vermont or even northern New England, we're about 45 minutes away from Burlington, which you heard a little bit about earlier, and we sit in the center of the state. We're about 2 hours from Montreal, 3 hours from Boston, and 6 hours from New York City. We sit in a beautiful town of Middlebury, and at the edge of this photo is our campus. So we're an open campus community, and students can bike and walk and travel through the community as interns. My husband's a prosecutor here, and he often has Middlebury student interns working with him. Students engage in the local school system. They've worked with migrant farmers locally to support them and their families. And so as you think about your college search and you think about what you need to be successful, don't lose sight of small communities. There's great value in connecting and learning more about yourself in those places. We do offer 49 programs and majors, but I'll highlight just a few things that I think stand out and a few of our more popular majors. First and foremost, we have the first environmental studies program of its kind in the country. We created it in the 60s, and today that program has 13 different tracks within it. So whether you're focusing on sustainability and food policy, or you're really interested in developing skills to maybe teach in a classroom and teach ecology to students, you can find your path in each of those ways as well. We are a liberal arts and sciences institution, so neuroscience is also a popular major for us, where we have tremendous facilities, and from day one you have opportunities to engage with our faculty. All of our classes are taught by full-time faculty members, and we don't have graduate students on campus. So regardless of when you declare a major, you have opportunities to engage and get involved in community. I want to also highlight the fact that the liberal arts is not just about the classroom experience. And so we offer experiential learning opportunities during the academic year, in the summers, and during school breaks as well. And this shows our group of students who traveled out to Los Angeles to learn more about the entertainment industry. And they got to visit the set of The Big Bang Theory and meet with producers and writers and actors. And so your experience won't be just wedded to reading and thinking and sitting in the library. You'll have opportunities to move beyond campus. We do offer small classes. We have one small lecture hall on campus, but that is traditionally not for classes, it's for big events. So you'll really get to connect and engage across the conversations. And I think one of the biggest things we're known for is our international connection. Since our founding, we have taught foreign language, and we now teach 10 foreign languages. We also have schools abroad, so 36 Middlebury schools abroad in 16 different countries. So we send about 60% of our students in their junior year to travel abroad, as well as to participate on campus in language programs and to learn language and to participate in the International Global Studies major and the International Political Science major. So using language across the disciplines as well as learning the language itself. In Vermont, we like to say that we talk often about the weather because it changes often. And so I want to highlight that you can join us in September, and you can also join us in February. We bring in an incoming class of about 100 students at the February point. So as you arrive on campus, it may look something like this. Beautiful to get outdoors, to engage. Middlebury has its own ski area. We have a cross-country skiing center as well. And so students are living indoors and outdoors year-round on our campus. And I'll close with just a little bit about our admissions process. We are really looking for thinkers and doers. And so we consider in the admissions process who you're becoming, how you've challenged yourself, and a little bit about your story. We do not consider your ability to pay in the process, and we do not consider testing if you choose not to submit it to us. We are need-based, as I said, so we don't have merit scholarships. And we do meet 100% of that financial need, with about 52% of our students receiving some form of aid as well. Outcomes important for us, and students go on to do great things, both graduate school as well as the world of work. In fact, in the class that just graduated in 2020 during the pandemic, they went on to about 95% of them finding employment and moving on to graduate school. So happy to share about Middlebury and answer any questions that you might have about the process.
Great, thank you so much, Nicole. So that concludes our presentations. We now have a few minutes for some Q&A, and so I'd invite all of our presenters to come back on camera and respond to this question. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And I'll ask our presenters to respond in the same order that they presented.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, so I'll just start with one quick note. When I'm a Case Western Reserve alum, and I had never heard of Case Western Reserve when I went there. So some of you might have only casually heard of some of our schools here today. And I hope that you just keep an open mind. This is really a time to open up doors, to explore places, even if they're places that might be a little unfamiliar. You've never had somebody from your school or your town go to that college or consider that college before. Really explore it, see what it's all about.
Awesome. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that point. But the one advice that I really have, and it sounds so cheesy, and my parents said this to me when I was going through the college search process, and I was like, that's so dumb. Why would I think that? But it really is just a gut feeling. Like, you're going to know when you're leaving campus. Every time I left Heidelberg's campus, my face hurt because I was smiling so much. So you really just end up knowing where you're supposed to be.
I would recommend get to know people on campus. I think this is your choice to make. And I think a lot of people let other people influence their decision based on their opinions or what other people think. And this is really your choice, and really focusing on getting to know those professors and students and talk to your admission counselors. We are here to have those conversations and help you figure out if our institutions are a great fit for you. And so please utilize all of those people who are willing to talk to you to really find that best fit for you.
Yeah, I love these tips. These are great, especially the smile on the face. That's what you got to go for, that gut feeling, 100%. But yeah, I understand that there's over about 3,000 colleges and universities to consider. Expect some surprise when it comes to April of your senior year. Like Bob was saying, there's probably schools you haven't heard of. Be open to that. Cast the net wide. Really follow the trail where it will go. Lead into people that are around you, teachers, counselors, neighbors. If you're in a place of business, ask people about their college experience and see where it leads you. But expect some surprise. Hopefully you're surprised in this final process. And what I always ask current students, what advice they would give, they'd say, think about what you want to do in school. Assemble a bucket list, a group of things that you really want to accomplish, and then find ways at each school to be able to do those things. Name them specifically and really focus on what you want to do as opposed to where you're going.
Yeah, I'm definitely resonating with a lot of these different pieces of advice. Keep an open mind, but like Courtney said, really use us as resources. We're here to help you, and our students love to share their experiences if they love where they go. So they want to share that information with you. Take advantage of every opportunity you have to visit, to meet with people, to connect. And really just, find a school that, like Ed said, offers the things that you're excited about, you're interested in, but don't be afraid to, when you get to school, find a school that has a couple different things that you like. It fits the major, but it also fits your personality and your learning style and kind of where you want to be. It might not hit everything right away, but you want those opportunities available, and you want a school that's going to challenge you, but also feel really homey and grow with you too.
Hi everyone, I'm Henna. I'm a senior at Middlebury College and also a senior admissions fellow. And the advice that I would give I think I resonate with a lot of what has already been said, but I would also add, just in this kind of virtual age, when it's very difficult to visit colleges, in person and get that feel of being on campus and having that, wide smile on your face, I would say try to connect with other students there, because I think even when I was able to go in person and go on tours and things of that nature, what I remembered most was the stories that students told, and not necessarily, when a building was made or how many majors they offer. So I would definitely say try to make that personal connection, because I think that's really what's going to stick with you.
Great, thank you all so much. Time for one more question with some quick responses. What is your favorite event or tradition on campus?
All right, so I will say one of my favorite traditions on our campus. So something about the university, we're very into kind of science and physics, and one of the first American Nobel Prize winners it was at Case Western Reserve, the Michelson-Morley experiment. So every once in a while, we have to test out the laws of physics and make sure that they still apply. So right around Halloween, we go to the highest building on our campus, and we drop pumpkins from that building, and just to make sure gravity still works and they still end up at the terminal velocity, and then pumpkin splatters everywhere, and it's great for the squirrels, and then we all have pumpkin pie and cider afterwards. So it's a good way to celebrate fall.
Heidelberg has a hall on our campus called Wickham Great Hall, and it kind of looks like one of the halls from Harry Potter and one of the main scenes. So every year we host a Harry Potter Fest, where all students and faculty get dressed up in wizard cloaks, and the president of the university actually dresses up as Hagrid every single year. So everyone gets very involved, and traditionally we serve food. We kind of, due to COVID this year, we expanded it into a Harry Potter week where we had different events across campus instead of doing the Harry Potter Fest, but it is a lot of fun. We've had like an animatronic dragon sticking out of the window before, and lots of really cool things relating to Harry Potter.
I would say our orientation experience is a little bit different and unique. And so our students have the chance to go to what we call Camp Obu when they first arrive for 4 days. And they can choose to go to the wilderness and go hiking, rock climbing, canoeing, and stay in tents for a couple of days. Students can go to our challenge camp, where you do high ropes courses and team building activities for a couple of days. Or you can do our service camp, where you go and serve in soup kitchens and free stores. in our local community. And it's a really great way to make connections and build relationships right off the bat when you arrive to campus, while also doing something fun that has nothing to do with academics or school. And so I think that that's a really great way for our students to connect right when they get here.
Cool, Courtney. Yeah, let's keep it away from school, right? I mentioned our dance on the riverboat under the stars. I love when our students connect with the community. But as a Jesuit institution, we really celebrate our Community Engagement Day. And that's the day the entire campus takes off and gets involved in community service in the local community. We love to do that. We love to connect with the local community, not just in that one day, but it's just a symbolic gesture or day to really show our connection to the local community.
Champlain has a couple great things that I love. You know, during the snow and ski season, we have our rail jam, but one that's coming up and fresh of mind is our spring meltdown. So as all the snow starts to melt here in Vermont, right after classes end, before graduation, our students have a week long of activities in Vermont and on campus, just to really kind of celebrate all of their achievements, get to, you know, have one last hurrah in the area, whether that's hiking, having events on campus, local food trucks, speakers, really getting to just enjoy everything that Burlington, Vermont, and Champlain have to offer and really celebrate your experience. So that's something that's coming up at the end of the month for our students, and we're really excited to offer them many different opportunities for those that are here on campus, commuting, and virtually this year.
Those all sound really, really fun. My favorite tradition at Middlebury is our winter carnival. It's the longest standing college carnival in the country, and it kicks off on a Thursday night with fireworks and a bonfire. You can have s'mores and hot chocolate, and it's all leading up to the ski races that happen Saturday morning, and we have college shuttles get folks there. They come around every 15 minutes or so. So if you miss one, you can go get on the next one. And throughout this weekend, there's just tons of different events. There's like food everywhere on campus, which is really fun to just, you know, run into on your way to wherever you're going. And then we also have a winter ball at the end of it. So I kind of call it like our college prom. Everyone gets really dressed up. That's personally my favorite part. And I think it's my favorite because everyone gets involved in some capacity, whether they're going to the ski races or the ball or all the other fun game nights and everything like that that's planned throughout that weekend. And we have that Friday off just for the carnival.
Excellent. Well, thank you all so much. We are at the end of our time today. So thank you for joining us. Thank you to all of our presenters for the excellent information that you've shared. And just a reminder, there'll be a quick survey when you close the Zoom window, and we do appreciate your feedback. Please do sign up for additional sessions that are taking place as part of this fair. And a recording will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/SSDA. So thank you and have a great rest of your day.